Alright boys and girls, and welcome back to another building video. This time I've whipped up a simple 2x2 snowball base. This build requires no external TCs and requires no experienced building knowledge. This one is truly for everyone. It's simple but effective, introducing the Canopy. And we're starting out with the tour of the Canopy. So this base, as I said before, is pretty much a 2x2 snowball little house. We got 4 entrances into the compound, and it's a pretty standard gatehouse here, with some nice patricos looking behind the high walls. So when those high walls break, we're going to have nice angles out of that compound. If you like building and you're looking to improve, then my Discord is a wonderful place to be. We've got multiple great builders, including myself, on standby, ready to help you out. And if you like my building style and you're looking for something to call your own, then you can open a ticket in the Discord and purchase a custom base design for you and your team with all the features you require. On the side of the gatehouse, you can see we've got 4 turrets to cover the entire compound, and those are defended with a bit of chain link on the side where raiders will be pushing in from. We've opted for the wooden high walls here combined with the furnace funnel, so raiders in an online raid scenario are going to break this high wall and be met with more obstructions to spend some rockets on after dedicating themselves to this path. Always nice if the raiders miscalculate how much boom they'll need. Compound bed locations are found on the main base side. You could still have some in the gatehouse though if you'd like, and those airlock in and they look towards the breach. Each potential breach has 1 bedroom with patricos looking towards it, and that's an amazing angle to hold as raiders push in. Above is a barrel for rekits, and we've also got a locker in here too, again for some extra gear sets. So we got 2 of these bedrooms here on either side. Turrets are still watching all the way around. Another bedroom on this end, and then we have 2 entrances into the main base as well. Again, we still get the angles though towards the breach. Opening up the garage door is going to take us into the main base now. As I said, we have 2 ways into here, which is super nice. Some drop storage above, and this is our second floor here. On this end is the other exit, taking us back down to where we just were. On the opposite side, up on this level, we've got rather a few large boxes, and we have our drop down into our core. This also comes with a retake onto the next floor. However, the boxes do block that, so we need raiders to do a bit of booming before we can see over there. Dropping down into the core, it's a standard 2x2, how I like to set mine up, ready with the stair bunker too, which is super clean. That's our TC tucked in on the back over there, and it's lots of storage, great starter base. With that retake too early game, it's going to be super handy. Go ahead and throw in a triangle spiral staircase here, give it an upgrade, and that is going to block off the bunker completely. And nobody's going to be able to blow that without getting down here and spending some major boom. As for opening the stair bunker, nothing crazy. We just break the twig, and that's us ready to go back upstairs. This double door here leads to the jump up to the 3rd floor, barrel underneath, and we even get a one-way over to the next floor. If you don't know what a one-way is, essentially this is an angle that I can hold, looking out towards these areas where nobody can fire back. You can see there's maybe a tiny part here to fire at, but 90% of the job, it's a full-blown one-way. It's also covering the way down from the next floor, and it's watching that loot room on the side too. If we were to head up the jump up, you can see it just takes us through like this. More loot space on this level, combined with a couple of lockers hidden behind vending machines, and that's a nice little bunker to help beef up the raid cost of this base, and hopefully allow you guys to stash some loot overnight. So you can access both lockers from there. Taking our jump up once again, it repeats, so we do get another ankle biter one-way onto the floor above, and you can shoot underneath these beds, which is super nice. This is also a jump up to the floor above too, which is nice. Another bedroom floor here, set that up with some blockers, some HVs. This is kind of your raid ready room. Shooting floor is segmented off into the 2 sections here. We get a lot of stand spray patricos that you can use, or if you want, you can throw a deployable down here to help you crouch with this angle if you prefer. Great angles down into compound though, just giving us a lot of coverage around the rest of the base and watching throughout the whole compound. Here's where I've opted for some deployables. You can still use the downward angle on this side, and then you can opt for the patrico watching out and through far from the base. A few of these patricos have got our heads covered, which makes this angle extremely favorable for the defender. A drop down bedroom over here is going to give us some more patrico angles, and these are perfect crouch angles here to use with AK, LMG and such, and a couple of stand spray angles down into compound 2, which is super nice. That bedroom can also have some storage above and hide loot there. Not a bad shout. Nobody's probably going to go for that. Wrapping around, pretty much the same thing over here. More beds, same angles, everything else. 2 ways up onto roof now to help us retake roof if need be. We do get those 1 ways again, which is super nice. Imagine the coverage on the opposite side. It's going to give us a good chance to retake roof without even putting ourselves at risk and potentially losing a life in an online raid. More bedrooms on this side as well, again with some Petricos where our head is nicely covered. Super defender-sided angle here. Very nice for online raid defense, or just taking out any door campers that you may bump into. Again, we got spots to hide some loot above the bedroom too, which is super clean. And then we can jump out onto our roof. We got some turrets here that are tucked away, hopefully hard to break with any minicopters, and some more obvious turrets here watching the rest of the base. Really nice turrets though, overall they cover the roof well. And up on roof, it's pretty flat, pretty open, pretty basic. That's what we're going for mainly on this base design, is nothing too crazy, nothing too scary. No one should be put off on building this one, no matter the hours or the talent they might have when it comes to building. To give you a breakdown of the angles we have here, a few Petrico head glitches up on roof, with some interesting angles on the corners here. You can also utilize the downwards from here as well if anyone's hugging the base. We do have some long range angles too if you want to utilize the Brutalist Peak. Really nice downward angle too here, but overall an amazing head glitch for those people who may be further out. And these Petricos wrap around and the Brutalist Peak overlaps on the opposite side. Behind our roof exits, we get some more interesting angles. The Petricos repeat once again, and then just more of a standard angle here. We're looking out towards the rest of the base. Overall, this is a perfect, nice, compact little snowball base that doesn't take too much effort to throw down at all, and the material cost is fair too. Hopefully boys and girls are impressed, and I'll go ahead and break down the build cost for you now. First of all, on screen is the total build cost. Second up is that build cost in box amounts, and lastly is the total upkeep spread between one TC, and of course the main TC holds all that upkeep. Hopefully boys and girls are impressed. Gonna go ahead and break down the tutorial for you now. Alright, kicking off the base with a 2x2 footprint. And the entrance is going to be from the second floor, so we wall the entire thing in. TC is going to go over on the right side square, right hand corner. That's going to leave space for the triangle shelf that allows for the stair bunker. We do a bit of a weird exit here now, with the single doors wrapping up the way like this. And you can seal all of that in. And it does make a nice airlock early game too, with the double doors swinging out on this, so super clean. Throw on a shelf here with some space for boxes up top. And then you can have a 4-box loot room over here as well. We have 2 entrances to this level, and then in front of our jump up, we have the jump up to 3rd floor. We low wall that so we can get a barrel there, and the sooner you close that up, the better. Dropping down beside the single door side, we are going to give ourselves our jump up, and it's just a simple furnace jump up here. And it wraps through with a nice airlock, taking us to 2nd floor. And we do the exact same thing over on this side too. You can bring a triangle through here as well for a shelf for some extra boxes. And same on this end too. Now around the back, we're going to raise triangles up. It's pure honeycombing on the bottom level here. And you can leave a single door for a locker on those early game bedrooms that look into compound. It's a little locker spot there. And we wrap up through around the top here. Create the double window section for our one-way peaks onto the 3rd floor. And then wrap up the rest of the jump up here, sealing it off. And then you do need the 2 embrasures there to make that a full one-way. Once you've done that, you can do the same thing on the opposite side. Don't forget the single door like I did for the locker, or else you're going to miss that. And then just match the height there. Once we've done that, we're going to throw on 4-sided symmetry here to work on the footprint. So we're bringing a square with 2 triangles off, and then creating the H-tune square on that corner there. Now the H-tune square is not connected to the rest of the base, so it does need the frames, and then that wall to link it up. So do not leave the footprint before placing that, or else you're going to see some decay. Then we have a single door airlock into here, with a Petrico looking out the opposite end, creating a nice little airlock and a good bedroom spot too. Come out with 1 square, and we'll start building our gatehouse, and it's a slightly different styled gatehouse here we're going for. Add Patricos to the gatehouse, and then raise it up an extra half height with some chain link for a nice spot for a turret. You can throw some beds in here, however you've still got some on the main base side of compound 2, so it's completely up to you. In order to make our furnace funnel, we're going to float a frame off of our gatehouse on either side, just like this, and you can throw a shopfront in there, or you could do a window instead, just to close up the gap in between compound here, to make it a one furnace seal. And once you've done that, we're going to throw down some high walls, and these high walls can be kind of finicky to place. We want to get this one as tight as we can onto the gatehouse here, creating a one wall seal in the center. Then you can throw your furnace down as high as you can, ensuring it closes the gap between the two shopfront sections, whilst leaving enough room to run around. As for the barricades, you can throw 2 of those down, and that will seal things up perfectly. As long as you don't mess up the placement, it's going to seal things up perfectly, and is completely grub proof now. Now we can go back up onto the main base and start working on this floor here. This is the one with the double loot room and the 2 venom machine bunkers as well. And then we obviously have our jump up again with the one-way retake. Going to be super handy to utilize that. Single doors go down for the venom machines. We have a window to split down the middle here too. And a couple of loot rooms there. And I'll show you guys how to do the locker stuff, just because it can be kind of weird. So you go your locker down, then your door. You want to place your venom machine decently far back, but obviously not sealing the gap completely. And give this one a bit of practice on a build server first, because venom machines, they're not easy to break. You don't want to get this part wrong. But ideally, we're able to access the locker through the venom machine, and of course get a code lock on that locker too. Next, we can raise the jump up. It's going to take us to roof level. That single door there is going to give us a drop-down bedroom as well, so don't forget that. And we actually have that on both sides now, so keep that in mind. Then you can seal up the rest of this floor here, where we got spots for beds and such. And then that's our exit out onto shooting floor. Again, the single door is a drop-down bedroom, and then we have double doors leading down to that downward angles. Now we can start raising up some frames. So this one here is going to give us our bedroom. We're on two-sided sim now, because the heights are slightly different here. On this opposite side, we need to give a half wall to work with. And then we can add the drop-down bedroom there. So essentially, you want your bedroom to line up halfway through the single door. On this side, we're going to raise up frames to create a Patrico inside the bedroom. Make sure you get your embrasures on there for a nice tight angle, and the beds to crouch on. Then these frames are a little bit more simple, raising up. Over on this side, we need Patricos as well, though, so keep that in mind. We're going to raise up with a frame, then a half wall, then a frame again. So it can be kind of weird, all these different frames, but we're just looking to create some Patricos for all the windows on this level. Then you can create the downward angles over here. And then we create the patricos for up on roof. Add in those patricos and make sure to cover up the head. And then we can seal in the rest of the shooting floor like that. On the side with the jump up, it's slightly different. We're going to add the half walls down the middle, give you some box locations, and then you can throw down some frames for a turret up here. And this ramp can be kind of annoying to place. And then we get a ramp on either side. Over on this end, it's slightly different with the breach peaks. And ideally, you've got the brutalist skin for the best angle up on here. Another spot for boxes above the bedroom. Good spot to hide things. Go ahead and throw your embrasures on. Create that brutalist peak in the middle. And then once you've done that, that completes the base design. Hopefully boys and girls have enjoyed this video. If you did, then please feel free to leave me a like and drop me a comment down below. This base is an absolute bang and I hope to see it out there on some servers. Of course, if you got any questions, hop in the Cord, or if you want to cop a custom, and I'll see you boys and girls in the next video. See you in a bit.